Welcome to the TeenPreneur Show. I'm your host, Dia Coley, and I'm a teenpreneur, bringing you global entrepreneurs who are teenagers. They've started out really young and are an inspiration to all. They prove to be the perfect example of how teenagers can rise high. So tune into this show every week to know more about these young game changers and be inspired by these teens. Watch the young dream big. Now on with the show. Hello everyone, welcome back to the TeenPreneur Show. I'm your host, Dia Coley. I'm also a teen entrepreneur. I'm the founder of a business called Redone It by Dia, which recycles denim, donates 100% of its profits towards cancer research and cancer treatment, and empowerment. But now let's get on with the show. Today we have Twinkie. She's 14 years old in the US. Let's bring her on.
Hi,
Twinkie, how are
nice
you?
Good. How are you?
Nice to meet you too. I'm great. Well, let's get on with talking about your business. A little bit about Twinkie Bug Flops.
So my business, I make flip-flops that are wool and scented. And so the wool, it goes over your toes so that it covers your toes and keeps your feet nice and warm and cozy during the winter time. And I created it because in gymnastics, you have to wear shoes that are easily able to be in and out of them very quickly. And in the winter, it gets cold. And flip-flops are a very easy option for that. And so I decided to put wool on them so that your toes would be warm, but you'd also be able to get in and out of them easy.
Yeah, cool idea. I love that. How many different types of flip-flops do you have?
So I have maybe 7 main designs, and then I kind of build it off of that. And I probably have around 40 designs total of them.
That's so cool. I'm so curious because you mentioned scented before. How do you make the flip-flops scented?
So I use essential and fragrant oils, and I will put them on just the wool, and it stays for a very long time, and it smells wonderful.
That's so cool. Could you give us maybe like some of the flavor options that you give?
I have cotton candy, mermaid toast, pecan, pumpkin pie, and many other options.
That's so cool. I want to know which one's your favorite.
Personally, I have this bubblegum shoe, and it smells so much like bubblegum, and I really like that one.
That's so cool. Is there also like color like themed, so it's like blue or pink?
So, the pecan shoe is, tones of brown, and then bubblegum is pink, and mermaid toast is like a light blue and like a light purple.
That's so cool. And do you design them yourself?
Yes, I do. I design them all myself. My mom does help me sometimes, but mostly they're all coming from me.
Yeah, and do you also make them like at your house or do you get them manufactured somewhere else?
I make them all myself and with some of my mom's help, of course.
Well, that's so cool. So they're like all 100% like made by you.
Yes, all homemade.
That's so cool. That's so cool. And are they customizable?
There's an option to kind of create your flip-flop, like if you come up with an idea. It's,
That's so cool. And when did you say you started it?
I started about 10 years old when I first started this.
Oh, wow. So has it like changed on the way as you've been growing it over these years?
Yes, it's definitely changed. As I matured, I got better at making the shoes and I got better techniques and
Hmm.
I learned how to buy from the right people, and like get the right brands.
Yeah, that's so cool. And were there any like challenges or maybe like hard like things that you have to get passed through over that journey?
Definitely something that was difficult was creating a following, because
Hmm.
that's one of the most important things because you need to be able to have people know you and know who you are, and that's very difficult to start off with.
Yeah, and you also have like a really big gymnastics career and you're also a model. So how has like that been balancing all these activities?
Um, it's definitely difficult at times, but I am able to kind of combine them all, sort of, so that I can
Hmm.
do like I can model with my shoes, and it's it's just like
Yeah, I totally
it's
get
two
that.
things at once. So,
Yeah. Do you have any advice for maybe someone else who is trying to struggle with balancing?
I would say just don't let it get into your head. Um, if you can, just try not to stress too much and try to think about one thing at a time. If you're trying to balance something, just focus on the one thing that you're trying to do in that second, and then you can move on.
Yeah, totally. And do you get your inspiration from some other fashion designers or some other like shoe companies?
Um, Not exactly, but I've looked at hairstyles for shoes
Mm-hmm.
because the twisting is sort of similar to, braids, and
Uh-huh.
the, putting jewels in the braids and everything.
Yeah, that's so cool. I didn't even think about how it's so similar with hair. And have you maybe like changed the way you do little designs? Is there different design options instead of like colors?
I have curly ribbon shoes that I've been working on. They're fairly
Uh-huh.
new, um, so that's definitely different. And of course, all different jewels on each shoes and different ribbons. And
Yeah. And where can someone buy your flip-flops?
so I have a website that you
Mm-hmm.
can see from my Instagram, and yeah,
Yeah, it's
Instagram.
so cool.
My Instagram is Pinky Bug Gymnast, by the way.
Okay. And did you start off with always having a website, or is that something more recently that you just made?
It's fairly old, but I didn't start off with the website. I definitely started off with Instagram and then decided that maybe I should create a website.
Mm-hmm. So we've had multiple guests on here before, and they've all talked about the power of social media. Can you tell us how maybe social media has impacted your business?
Um, yeah, yeah. It's social media is definitely a gigantic help when it comes to small businesses because
Mm-hmm.
if you're small and you don't have shops everywhere, it's very hard for people to know who you are. And so social media is just another way to really put yourself out there and really make yourself known, and it's
Yeah.
been a great help.
Yeah, that's like I totally agree with that, and that's how even I started off with my businesses. I also want to know, do you have any techniques when using social media?
Um, just try to comment a lot and be very social and nice and kind and real and
Hmm.
genuine and everything.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I know you mentioned you kind of started off with using social media for your business. So did you use that platform to also connect back with your customers and kind of stay in contact with them?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with that. I think it's like a great way to, even stay connected with people who have bought your products before. And I know a lot of people love to even like get back with them and like talk about how they like their products. I know I do that. And I also want to talk about your unique name, Twinkie Bug Flip Flops. Can you tell us how maybe you came up with the name?
Okay, well, I'm not really sure how it started because I was really young, but Twinkie
Mm-hmm.
Bug and Twinkie, they've just always been a nickname in my family. And so
Mm-hmm.
I guess it stuck. And I thought it would
Yeah.
be a really cute.
Yeah, it totally is. And I want to know, is there a specific reason you kind of chose flip-flops than other shoes? I know you mentioned they're really easy to take off, but is there a reason why mainly flip-flops is the product you chose?
Um, well, when it comes to putting my yarn on them, it'd be difficult to try and incorporate that. You know, flip flops,
Hmm.
I can tie it on to the like strap part of the flip flop. So,
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, and how far can you ship your products to? Do you ship internationally or only to the US?
that's a good question. I periodically ship outside of the U.S., but it's very
Hmm.
expensive, and so I try to stay within the U.S.
Yeah.
But definitely, if a customer would like it, then I can try.
Hmm. And I've also checked out your Instagram page. It is absolutely like super cool. I love all the products on there. But have you done any collabs with any other small businesses?
Um, I am an ambassador for boba bars, and my business has donated some of the profit to the USO. Sorry, and
Hmm.
and also I have helped with a school in Africa. They didn't have
Wow.
books, so I helped with the shipment
Hmm.
of those books.
Wow. How'd you like find out about like maybe these specific organizations or why did you choose them?
That's a good question. It's My sister was in the Peace Corps, so that definitely had helped me with some of the ties. But
Hmm.
that's
Yeah, that's super cool. I love how you're doing like even positive things with your business. It's always great to, donate to different charities. Um, and do you have any plans to maybe expand your business in the future?
um, I hope to be in boutiques, because
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that would be
that's
cool.
pretty much it. It- I'm not looking to
Maybe,
be a huge.
uh-huh. Yeah. What about maybe your product line? Do you maybe plan on adding new products? Flip-flop something you want to stick to?
I think flip flops are definitely something I want to stick to.
Hmm.
But we'll see. It may change
Yeah.
in the future.
And is this something you plan on like pursuing into college and maybe in the future?
Um, yes, maybe. It's definitely something that I'll keep going for a bit, but
Hmm.
we'll see how it fits.
Yeah. And I know I asked you before about like the bumps in the road, but I want to know what has been the biggest challenge that you faced throughout having this business.
Um, Trying to stay positive, definitely, because I mean, being a small business and being a kid with a business, it's difficult to stay positive because people are negative and
Mm-hmm.
people used to make comments being like, "Oh, are you mopping the floor with those shoes?" And that was
Oh,
definitely a little bit hurtful. And
yeah.
it was hard to not be embarrassed because it's a rude comment. And so I definitely just had to ignore those people and continue doing
Mm-hmm.
what I like to do.
Yeah, and I'm so great you are because the flip-flops are super cute and I totally love them. And
That's
I
great.
want to know, yeah, I want to know what do you love about being a teen entrepreneur?
I like that I'm making my own money at such a young age. It's most teenagers don't have
Hmm.
their own money, you know, they depend off of their parents, and it's nice to be some sort of
Yeah.
independent.
Yeah, totally. And is being an entrepreneur something you want to pursue as a career?
Maybe, maybe not. It's definitely something. Um, the pandemic has changed a lot, and so being a business owner is really difficult nowadays, especially, you know, small ones because of the pandemic and, you know,
Yeah.
lockdowns.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's definitely impacted a lot of other businesses as we've talked to like our past teen entrepreneurs who've come on here. The pandemic has definitely impacted them many ways. So
Yeah.
yeah, I also want to know if you have like any more advice for maybe a teen who's just starting off their business.
Um, I would say that if you need to get a loan and need some help kickstarting your business, I would say take a loan from your parents as long as they're supporting you. And
Mm-hmm.
because, I mean, of course, pay them back, but because that's a very sturdy, like, your parents will trust you. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good, yeah.
Yeah, that's great advice. I want to know a little bit more about, you starting off your business and all of that stuff. So, have you ever had any other businesses before, or is this the first time?
No, I haven't done any businesses. This is definitely the first time. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, it,
So, why did you decide to, start a business like out of flip-flops?
well, because I was thinking that, you know, if I have a problem, someone else probably has that problem. Or if they don't have that problem, then I'm sure they'll just think it's a nice idea. You know?
Yeah, I know when you gave your advice, you mentioned a loan. Is that something you did as well when starting off?
Yes, definitely. You can't start
Hmm.
with a business, you know, with nothing. You have to have something.
Yeah,
And so
yeah, I totally agree. And how was it starting off? Did you like have to plan everything before launching? How did that process go?
I definitely did a lot of planning and figuring out the
Hmm.
numbers and fizz and figuring out where I should buy my supplies from, figuring out what would be
Hmm.
best price wise. And it was difficult to try and figure all that out. It was like a large game of Sudoku.
Yeah, I totally agree. And is this like the process, was it all like worth it, all the research and stuff worth like that long, sturdy process?
It was definitely worth it, yes.
Hmm.
I learned a lot from it, and I think it's a great experience overall.
Yeah. And So we know a lot of people, including you, like do that whole research process to get to their final product. But even when you reach the final product, did you change things over time?
Sorry, could you repeat that? Sorry.
Oh yeah, sure. You mentioned that you did a whole research process to get to your final product, but over time, did you still go through some changes with how you design it?
Oh, yes, definitely. I change my design a little bit, but quite often because I have
Mm-hmm.
to adapt to, any sort of problems like things falling out and I have to try and fix it. And so the design will change over the time.
Yeah. Could you give us maybe like a little example of what maybe caused you to change something?
Um, okay, when I started my um, curly ribbon shoes, the
Mm-hmm.
one of the major problems was that they would fall out, like the ribbons would just kind
Oh
of fall
no.
apart. And so
Uh-huh.
then I took the time to take ribbon to tie and weave in and get those curly ribbons to really be like secure so that they wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
fall out because why would you want to leave a trail of ribbon behind you while you're walking?
Yeah. Yeah. I totally understand that, and it's such a great way to like, fix what you made a mistake on. Um, have you ever maybe talked to your customers and figured it out that way, or is this something that you figured out on your own by just trying the shoes out?
Um, Both, but mainly when I had a customer, I let her try the shoes out for a while so that it could be a little trial and error thing.
Yeah, I totally get that. And I also have seen your I totally love and all those like little baskets that you've done. Can you tell us about those collabs that you've done? Okay,
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866 224 5422. Your voice can make a difference.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios that will set the venue for any media application. We offer remote services as a radio or TV production and continue to grow new venues to bring your ideas to life. We also specialize in video and photo content for social media. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios that will set the venue for any media application. We offer remote services as a radio or TV production and continue to grow new venues to bring your ideas to life. We also specialize in video and photo content for social media. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Thank you for watching the TeenPreneur Show with Dia Coley. Follow us for more information at teenpreneur.show on Instagram. To be a part of the show, fill out the form in the Instagram bio. See you next week.